And I just realized that I misspelled episode in the trailer. Sorry about that. I couldn't edit it because I already deleted it from my phone after I uploaded it to the computer. Kind of made me laugh. How are you? What have you been up to? Have you been knitting your socks? I have. I've got so much to show you today, it might take a while. So let's just get right into it. So, what have you been doing? What did you do this last weekend? This last 2 weeks? There's been so much to catch up on, I kind of don't know where to start. I've been sewing tons and tons, and I'm finally caught up. It's been a lot of work, but I did it. And this last weekend, my dear friend Karen and I went to Yarnover 2015, which is a knitting event or yarn event, whatever, put on by the Minnesota Knitters Guild. And I've never been. I just joined the guild last December, basically because I wanted to go to Yarnover in April. So we got to go. We both took classes. Karen took Amy Herzog's Fit to Flatter class, which sounded really interesting. And we got to hear her speak at the Meet the Teachers dinner on Friday night. So that was really fun to go and listen to her. And then I took the Build a Toy workshop with Susan B. Anderson. So I got to meet Susan. I feel like I fulfilled a lifelong dream, even though I haven't known of her my whole life, but it still feels like a lifelong dream was fulfilled this weekend by getting to meet the lovely Susan. She's just the same in real life as she is on the internet, I guess. So anyway, where should I start? I have a long list. I will try to work through them all. So I was talking about Yarnover, so I'll go ahead and show you the rather pathetic little toy I was trying to make. So it's such a neat way Susan has. I think she's working on a new book, and it's all different parts of animals. Like every animal you can imagine, you can knit it up, and she has it all organized into like body parts and ears and shapes and everything, and you can mix and match and make whatever you want, which is really cool. So I started out just trying to make a medium body or ball, and then this is supposed to be, I think, a pear-shaped head, which I didn't get very far. It'll probably be like a bunny or something. And there's all different ways that you can do the ears. Like you can pick up and start knitting them, or you can knit them separately and seam them on. And she showed us how to do all of that. And oh, she makes it look so easy. And I think it is really easy. So anyway, that was really special and fun to get to take that class. I've never taken a proper knitting class before, ever. So that was really neat to be able to do that. And then there was a vendor market after the classes. Actually, the market was open the whole day, but you know, Karen and I shopped around after our classes, after we ate lunch and everything. So that, well, actually it was before we ate lunch. So I'll show you what I purchased. I only got 2 things. I was good. I'll show you what I got in Stash Enhancement. But let's get into the sock knitting. I guess I'll show you first. I finished 2 pairs of socks for hashtag second sock down. And if you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen these. But these are the man-sized Regia Colibri socks that I finished for my brother-in-law, Josh, who has returned from whence he came. I do not have my Louis Vuitton bag yet. When I hand him the socks, he will hand me the bag. And it will be an even exchange. So that'll be fun. So I have 1 pair done, and the second sock only took a week. I think it took exactly a week to knit that sock, which for me is good, I guess. The second pair I finished are these beauties. I didn't exactly, I kind of showed these in progress on Instagram. I didn't actually show the completed pair, but these are Stimpy Lab Strong Sock in the More Cowbell colorway. And this was part of her, or was her November sock club of 2014. And you know, I checked her website. I'm not sure if she does the monthly sock club anymore. I couldn't quite tell, but she has a whole bunch of dyed to order colorways on her website that are stunning. You should definitely go look at the Stimpy Lab website because, oh, you will not be disappointed. She's the queen of speckledy yarn. She's like the spun right round of the West Coast. So I'm so excited to have these done. And these are a woman's size, 64 stitches, just my normal plain vanilla sock recipe. So I got 2 pairs done, and this will lead into works in progress. So I do have some other, well, one other second sock. Well, I have lots of second socks going, but they are languishing. This is the one I actually worked on over the past couple days. So this is a sock that I've had going for, I think, over a year. So this is Cyborg Craft Room, dyed by the lovely Megan. And she's local to me. She is in Bloomington, I think, which is really fun. I was hoping she would be at Yarnover, but I don't think she was able to make it this year. So this is her self-striping Stellina base, a sparklate base. And the colorful stripe is Stellar, and she dyed it, you know, striped with black. So it's just a plain vanilla sock with traditional heel flap and gusset. And I think I have to decrease I think I only have to decrease 2 more stitches and I'll be done with the gussets. And then it'll be zoom zoom down to the foot. And I think, so today I'll probably finish these gusset stitches, decrease them out, and then set it aside for Friday night because Marshall and I have a date. The next Avengers movie comes out and he and I are going to see it. So I need something mindless that I don't have to look at. I mean, I don't have to see what I'm doing to knit on during the movie. So I'm looking forward to that. Ben does not like superhero movies, but us children, including myself, we love them. Priscilla and Marshall and me, we love them. We get a big kick out of it. So I'll save that for the theater. Okay. Then, okay. Right in front of me. Oh, actually, this is another Cyborg Craft Room. Look at this. This is only a first sock. Alas. Let me see if I can make this look good. These are knit toe up, and it's a 4x4 garter rib. Can you see that? So, you know, one row I knit for purl for, and then the next row I knit plain, and it creates the garter rib. And it's a little bit tedious, it's a little bit painful to knit this, but I've made 2 other pairs of this exact same pattern, and they fit so nice that I had to do it again. So I knit them toe up, and this is my first time doing oh no, it's the second time doing the Fish Lips Kiss heel in a toe up sock. And again, this is Cyborg Craft Room, a Sockolate base, which I think is the 75-25 blend sock yarn, I think. It's the kind of skinnier sock yarn. And what else was I going to say? Oh, the colorway is called Bangarang. I don't know what that means. Is it pop culture? Is it video games? I don't know. But it's very pretty. Kind of pretty greens and shots of purple and light green. Very pretty. So I'm working up the foot, and then again, it's only the first sock, but you know, that's okay. I'm maybe halfway up the leg. So that is a first sock that I worked on. As you know, there are many more, but they are all in my basket, and I've just decided that each week I'll just pick one that I'm excited to work on and just work on that one. And there's no way I can finish them all in any kind of time period. At least the first ones. The second socks, I'm trying to whittle them down, but the first socks is still completely out of control. But it's so much fun. Okay. I've got two more that are first socks that I've been knitting on the past week. So let me show this one next. This one I did put a picture on Instagram. So remember I got that Regia tweed from the Hot Yarns, and I got that this pretty kind of cream with speckled spots on it. I cast it on. I think I cast it on last Thursday. And I took it with me to Yarnover, to the dinner and the event. So it's very fun. I like it. Just regular heel flap and gusset. I'm almost done with the gusset decreases. And I decided just to do a quicker, not quite so much ribbing this time. And here is the ball. It's kind of exploded. It's color 09068. And I'm pretty sure you can still get this at hotyarns.com. Pretty positive you can. All right, so that one is that one. Great English, Sarah. All right. I cast on the Regia, Arnie and Carlos. I had to get one going. And there's a couple other ladies on Instagram, I think, who have this same color that are going to cast theirs on too. So I think we're going to kind of do a little informal Arnie and Carlos knit along. So do you have this color? If you do, cast it on. So this is the purple one. 03653. I don't know what the name is. I'm sure if you look it up online, the internets will tell you what it is. I really like it. And you know what? The color repeat, or whatever, the repeat, I don't even think I've reached, you know, the repeat. I don't know how else to say it. So it's a pretty long pattern repeat. That's what I was trying to say, pattern repeat. Really pretty. So I did 20 rounds of ribbing. And I think I'm going to knit 80 rounds total for the leg before I start the heel flap. I thought maybe if I knit my cuffs a little shorter, maybe I'll knit my socks faster. We'll see if that works. Okay, I think that is all for the single sock whips I've been working on. A sip of my tea. I'm drinking toasted rice. Some of you have gotten this in your orders. Do you like it? What do you think of it? I think it's a little strange, but I can't stop drinking it. Like, I really like it. It kind of, maybe it's an acquired taste. It kind of grows on you. I like it. I don't even put any sugar or anything in it. So if you've gotten it, tell me what you think of it. Okay, next section is the non-sock knitting section, which means knitted items that are not socks. I'm sure you could have worked that out. Okay, so I cast on something that's not a sock, and I'll show you. It's the Yowza Weigh It 3 by the lovely Susan. It's the one that has the ribbing at the end, which I really love that. I think that's such a classic look. So I cast on, I'm not using Yowza. I'm using Malabrico worsted, which I love. I actually do own and possess one hank of Yowza, the Yowza What Is Game from Miss Babs. And I actually did cast on with some Yowza a while back, but I didn't get very far. And the whole time I was knitting it, I kept thinking, I love this pattern, but all I want to do is knit it in Malabrico worsted because it's just so plush. It's like a big pink marshmallow. This is Cactus Flower, and in stash enhancements, I will show you, it's stash enhancement, but I already cast it on. So I've got 3 skeins. And so what I figured I'd do for Susan's shawl is I'll do the garter section in like 2 hanks of the Malabrigo worsted, and then the 3rd I'll start the ribbing. And so I'm not really gonna weigh it. I'm just gonna do it, and I hope it'll be big, and I would love for it to be enormous. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. And I think Disa Craftwork, she's knitting this as well. And I think she's knitting it in Malabrigo worsted too. She's having kind of a casual little knit along in her group. You should go check that out if you wanna join in. Just do it. I love projects like this because they're delightful. I don't have to think because my brain is usually fried by the time I'm actually able to sit down and start knitting. So these kind of projects really appeal to me. Okay, so that is a non-sock whip. And now I can show you my crochet. I've been crocheting. Which bag did I? Oh, here. Put it in. Have my crochet in my fat squirrel bag. She makes the most loveliest bags. So nice. And they fit so much. Okay. So I started a crochet thread in the group, and so if you're crocheting or you're just interested in crocheting, go check it out and look. Some other people have posted pictures of their blankets. I have not crocheted in years. Before I really got into knitting, I made all kinds of crocheted baby blankets for Priscilla. Marshall got like 4 crocheted baby blankets because I wasn't knitting when I was pregnant with him. It wasn't until after I had Marshall that I really fell hard into knitting. And then I never crocheted again until now. Look at this. This is just a granny stripe blanket. It is so mindless. It is so easy. And I flippin' love it. It's just so fun to work on. I'm kind of mid-row. So this is just all sock yarn. And what I have in here is just, I'm sorry, probably not be able to see that very well. I'm trying to show you what's in here. This is, of course, not even a fraction of the sock yarn that I have waiting to be crocheted up into this. So, yeah, I just love this. I think it's a recipe from Attic 24 blog. I started a project page for it on my Ravelry page, so you can go look and see where it links you. I may not have done it right, but basically, I mean, you don't even need a pattern really. You just have to chain a multiple of 3. So I think I chained like 212 chains. Does that even make sense? Probably not. It may have been 204. Whatever is divisible by 3. But you know what? Even if you didn't chain it exactly a multiple of 3, you can fudge it totally. So you do your chain, then you do a straight row of single crochet on as your base row. And then this is just clusters of double crochet. So after you've done your row of single crochet, you start making your clusters of 3 double crochets. I can't remember if it's like every other single crochet or if you skip 2. Obviously go look at the blog post and it will tell you. So what I'm doing is just crocheting along until I use up, like I'll show you, I'm currently crocheting with this. This is some leftover Desert Vista dye works in the Zombody Go Bra, my St. Patrick's Day colorway, which I got to wear for St. Patrick's Day this year, which was very fun. So when I use this all up, I'll just pick another color, and I tie a magic knot, which I posted a video of how to do that in the crochet thread, and it's a video by the beautiful Jane Richmond, and it's a way that you can tie a knot that you don't have to tie in any ends, because I hate tying in ends, and especially with something like this, there would be like 5 billion ends. It's nice to not have to do that. And the magic knot is very, like I can't find it. I don't see it. I mean, I'd have to really hunt it down to look for it. So it's kind of, it's basically invisible. So yeah, it's been such a blast from the past to start crocheting again. And I love the look of this because it's colorful, and I think I like the straight lines. I know a lot of people are doing like with the weekender blanket, little hexagons. That's so cool. And I actually did download that pattern, and I made one, and I was like, oh no, I will never make it to the end of that. Because again, you have to sew them all together and then tie in the ends. But I know people are making them, and they're beautiful, and it's so inspiring. But I need something that I have some hope of accomplishing. Okay. So do you want to crochet? If you do, go for it. And please share in the Love Sockwool group what you're working on so that we can all see it and say, ooh, ah. Okay. So that is the crochet. And let us move into stash enhancement, shall we? It won't take too long. I was actually hoping that there would not be any stash enhancement, that I would have been a good girl and not purchased any yarn, but let's face it, we all knew that wasn't going to happen. So let me show you how bad I've been. It really isn't that bad. So I think this skein came a day or two after I recorded last, so I had already purchased it before I said I wasn't really going to buy anything else. If that makes any sense. Okay, so this is the lovely Spun Right Round, one of her sock yarns, and it is the 80/20 base called Phosphorus Pixie. Isn't that a great name? And of course, she is the Stimpy Lab of the East Coast. So she is the empress of speckled yarns. Look at that. And I just love it. My friend Patty just knit up some Spun Right Round in Maria Monska's beautiful, hold on, let me just get my computer was about to shut down on me. Don't do that, I'm recording. Anyway, she knit the Flying North socks in a skein of Spun Right Round, and they're just beautiful. And also Junk Yarn, Raybot, she made a pair as well in a really cool colorway, which is quite similar to this one. So I'm so excited. I don't think I'm going to do Flying North. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to, oh, sorry. That's an Etsy order coming in. It always kind of scares me when that happens. So anyway, isn't that pretty? I love the shots of like black and brown. I'm excited to knit with this, but I cannot cast it on anytime soon. Goodness knows. I need to finish some other stuff first. Okay. All right, so this I have to explain. I have some explaining to do. This is another Crafty Girl in her, again, it's an 80/20 base. No, it's a 75/25%. It's the Stellina base. I'm sorry. And it's called Fairy in Training, which is a reference to Abby Cadabby on Sesame Street. But anyway, I love the colors. It would be fun to do something for Juliet with this, but of course all I can see is socks. Like I just want to make socks. But I love it. But the reason why I was tempted and fell into purchasing this was because I was working on my crochet blanket. Let me find it. Okay, so right here This green and this red purple, these two stripes next to each other, that's both Another Crafty Girl. The green's Not Easy, like Kermit the Frog. And then the red purple is Mr. Baseman. And those are both Another Crafty Girl colorways. And I was crocheting with it and I was like, oh, I forgot how much I love Another Crafty Girl. I need to go get some more. I'm not a good influence on myself. But anyway, I just wanted to explain that. Okay. And then I'll show you my cactus flower for the Yowza Away at 3 shawl. It's a really pretty pink. I think I'm in my pink phase. Everything I seem to be purchasing is pink or has pink tones in it. I love it. And okay, so I'm kind of embarrassed about this because I'm such a shameless copycat. But I saw this on a homespun house. A sweet viewer sent this exact color to Molly. And she was showing it, I think, on her last podcast. And I was looking at it thinking, Angora lace. I'm like, that looks like sock yarn. Even though it says lace. But I was intrigued because, where is it? Okay. So it's 50% merino, superwash merino, 20% Angora, 30% nylon. So basically, even though it says lace, it's Angora sock yarn. How cool is that? And so I found it in a D-stash on Etsy. And again, it's just such a pretty pink. And it's like a patterned, it will do kind of like opal, you know, a patterned sock yarn, even though I don't know why they're calling it lace. It is not lace weight. It is definitely sock weight. It's 462 yards. And it is so bunny soft. I don't know what I'll do with it. It would be fun like as a sock head hat. I mean, I honestly don't think I'll do socks with it because, I don't know. I probably wouldn't want to wear them. Well, maybe I would. I don't know. But I think it would be a lovely shawl or a hat. I cannot play with it right now. It has to marinate for a while. Okay, last stash enhancement is this beautiful skein that I got at Yarnover this weekend at the Stephen B booth. Have you guys ever heard of the Stephen B Yarn Garage? It's here in Minneapolis. It is the most interesting, fabulous yarn shop you have ever been into. If you're ever in the Twin Cities, you definitely got to stop in there because it is an experience shopping there. They are so helpful and kind, and they have a fabulous selection of not only like commercially produced yarns, but indie dyed yarns and just you name it. They've got it. But they are one of the few purveyors of the Hedgehog Fibers sock yarn. I believe this yarn is dyed in Ireland. Am I right about that? Pretty sure it is. This is the Vengeance colorway. Is it not gorgeous? Look at those deep purples and plums and then like rust. I will cast this on this week. Don't you try to stop me because I will do it. I'm so excited to knit this up. And I probably will do socks. And I think I'm going to do 3x1 ribbing socks because I've been hankering to knit a pair of rib socks. And everything I have on the needles right now is plain vanilla. I need a rib sock. I need a rib sock going. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this. And I cannot wait to see how this knits up. This is a very special skein of sock yarn. And I'm very excited about it. I also purchased some spinning fiber by Hedgehog. But it's over on my wheel. I did start spinning with it a little bit, and so I couldn't really snatch it away. But I posted it on Instagram, so you can go look at it there. It's also in the trailer. So the picture of this skein, the fiber behind it is the spinning fiber I got, and it's a merino silk sparkly blend. I'm not sure what substance the sparkle is, but it's subtle and gorgeous, and I've never spun with fiber that has sparkle in it, so yay! I haven't been in a real spinning mood for years. I loaned my spinning wheel to Karen for basically the past year and a half, and she's just had a blast with it, which is wonderful. But I kind of mentally checked out with spinning after I had Juliet because I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to spin with the little baby crawling around on the floor and yanking on things. And so I just kind of haven't gotten my spinning mojo back yet, but I think it'll come eventually, maybe over the summer. We'll see. So that, I think that is it for stash enhancement. Let me just put things, tidy up a little bit right here. And put this basket back. And, okay, so I'm leaving this for the end so I don't bore anybody, but I wanted to talk about some quilting I've been doing. And this is it. So if you're not interested in quilting, you can mosey on. I won't be offended. I'll never know unless you tell me. But I wanted to chat about some quilting I've been doing because I've been having so much fun with it. And yeah, so I've been using this method called Quilt As You Go, Made Modern. And the author is, I think you say her name is Jira. I'm not quite sure. I'll show you a picture of her. She's lovely. She has a blog called Quilting in the Rain. And it's a beautiful blog with tutorials and just her quilts that she's working on that are beautiful. But anyway, these are all her patterns and her way of doing Quilt As You Go, which I had never heard of. If I had known that I could do this, I would have been quilting a long time ago, but I always was intimidated by the thought of starting a big quilting project because I was like, I only have like a regular sewing machine. You know, you're trying to wrestle this huge quilt in your sewing machine to get it all quilted. It's just a bear. Like, how do you do this? Well, Quilt As You Go is the answer. So I'll show you some blocks I've got going. And well, first I'll show you the pattern I'm doing, which is called the Ballard quilt. And I have posted a picture of some of these blocks on Instagram, but this is the quilt right here. It's big blocks with, you know, sashing or edging. Here's. So this is the Ballard quilt. It's probably like the easiest one that you can do. And they're all easy, but this is definitely probably the easiest. And I'm using a whole collection of art gallery fabrics designed by Barry J. that I got at fabric.com. And they're all like slightly off kilter purposely. I think I have like maybe 7 fabrics, and I just cut strips for doing the borders. Love this one. I love this fabric so much with that sweet girl fishing and the beautiful deer in the background. It's my favorite. So let me see if I can explain this. So what you do, Quilt As You Go, is basically you're quilting your fabric directly on to your square of batting. So, okay, so here's all my cut squares. You take one, you slap it. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. I know it's kind of hard to show. You just basically place it right on the batting square, and it kind of sticks naturally. You can pin it, but you don't really have to. And then you just go over to your sewing machine and you just start quilting lines on it. And then you take your strips, which I have cut up, and you do right sides together, and you sew your strip on, and then you go over to your iron and just iron it over, and you just do that all the way around. It's brilliant. So you cover up all of the edges of the initial square, and then you just do your quilting, you know, right on top of the fabric, and then you're done. And when you're done, you just square up your block to what you're supposed to square it up to. These are I think these batting squares are cut 13 inches and I'm supposed to square it up to 12.5 so that when you create the quilt top, the finished squares are 12.5 inches. So I'm supposed to make 30 of these and I have 16 done. So, and these are all fabrics that I chose months ago to go with our bedroom. Because I had just painted it, but we just painted it back in January, so all of these colors will go with our bedroom. But anyway, the thing that is so fun is that when you're done with your block, see, you can see the quilted lines on there, and then this is the back. You can see your quilting on the batting. So when I'm done with all my squares, you just piece together all of your squares. All the quilting's done. Your quilt top is then done. So then all you have to do is attach your backing. And in order to do that, you just do some, stitch in the ditch with grid lines, to attach the backing to your quilt top and do your binding, and then you're done. So you're not, you are doing some sewing with your machine with the big, quilt top attaching it to the backing, but it's just straight line stitch in the ditch. So you can kind of roll it up and you're just doing straight sewing. You're not having to like shift and turn. You're just sewing straight lines to attach the backing. And then bind however you like to bind your quilts, which I do not know how to bind a quilt. I've never done that before. But in Jira's book, she gives a tutorial. There's a whole section on finishing your quilt. And she shows you how to do it. The pictures looked pretty clear. I'm sure I can figure it out. If we can knit socks, surely we can figure out how to put a binding on a quilt, right? I think so. But I am a little nervous about that. So anyway, it's such a fun way to quilt. And she gives so many useful tips. Like, okay, so you can do log cabin style quilting, where you start with just one tiny little square and then you just add the next one on and you just quilt your lines, and then as you go you're covering up all of your edges, so when you're done you have a completely finished quilt block. I actually took a little video of some of the other scrappy blocks I've been making, and I'll tack it on to the end of this episode. But here, let me turn the computer so that you can see my wall of scrappy quilt blocks. So these are all my leftover scraps, mostly from project bags, but some from personal projects, but mostly from project bags. So I've done a lot of like log cabin, like these are all log cabin. There's like these diagonal strippy ones, and they're just so fun to do. And these are 10-inch blocks, so these will be a little bit smaller than the Ballard quilt. So anyway, I've been enjoying that. It's been really, really fun. And you can convert this method to a lot of different, yikes, sorry, I need to turn this off. Too many noises. I've made project bag, actually, here I'll show you this one. This one just sold today, so it's already gone, but this is a quilt as you go. I just took the principles and applied it to a project bag and made it super scrappy. So I enjoyed that. I cannot take custom orders for that because they're very time consuming to make, and I actually don't have that fabric anymore. That was the end of that fabric. I used, if you're interested, I used a jelly roll to make that. So, okay, so this is, in my opinion, this is the sock yarn of the fabric world, is a jelly roll. Have you guys seen these things? It's 2.5-inch wide strips of fabric, but it's like the whole fabric collection. And it's perfect for doing log cabin quilt as you go because you don't even have to measure anything. You can just cut them with your scissors and just create your log cabin with your square. So I ordered this one a while back, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I might do like a table runner or something like that. This is another jelly roll that I got that's just pretty pastels with polka dots and stuff like that. I have a couple more coming in the mail because my mom got me a gift certificate to this website, which I have found they have a fabulous collection of pre-cut bundles of fabric and the best prices. So if you get a chance, go check out that website. Okay, I hope I haven't bored the pants off you guys with this, but anyway, I just wanted to share some other fun sewing things that I've been working on. So I think that's it. Oh, so I'll tack on a little video to the end I took of the quilt squares. So hopefully I can figure out how to get that imported in to iMovie. Have a lovely rest of your day. I hope that you are knitting socks and that you are knitting whatever you want to be knitting, or crafting whatever you want to be crafting. And if you have not already, please join the Love Sockle group, and please share, jump in and comment and post pictures, and just be a part of that community. You will be most welcome. And I think I'll say goodbye. Thanks for hanging with me, and I'll probably see you again in 2 weeks. All right, bye. Hi guys. Just thought I'd do a quick video and show you my quilt as you go blocks. We're in my dining room here. You can see this is the dining room. And I sew in the dining room, so I decided I would just tape to the wall all my quilt as you go blocks as I get them done. So this is like the log cabin style. And that one, this is my favorite, all my favorite fabrics. This is like a strippy one, diagonal. I only did 2 of those. More log cabin. Log cabin is really my favorite. And you can just do it so fast. You don't have to measure anything. You can just I started with this one, then you add on this one, then do the tops, and then do the sides. And like this one, I think it took me 5 minutes. Like that's how fast it is to throw these blocks together. And they're so fun. This one is all the Downton Abbey fabrics. I love that. This is another favorite. This is the Milk Sugar Flower fabric by Penny Rose. I love it. So old-timey and vintage. Look at the little kitty cats and the little birdies. There's a bunny somewhere. Where's the bunny? I guess the bunny got cut off, but. So yeah. If you're thinking about trying to start a quilt, this is the way to do it. It's so easy and fast. So I've got 10. Let me back up. I've got 10 done, and if this ever ends up as a quilt, it'll just be a huge, scrappy quilt that doesn't make any sense, which is perfect. That's exactly what I love. So thanks for watching.